It's the sun really hits,
Yeah.
and when you get there at 2 o'clock, there's no shade in the first part of the line, and you're just getting the hell beat out of you. Um, Sweating so bad, dude. I don't want no one to question ever question our love for this team because we've been to every single open training camp practice that the Houston Texans have had so far.
Yeah, man. I am exhausted, um, tired, everything else that's a synonym of the word tired and exhaustion, heat deprivation. Like, I mean, man, getting there, I got there at 1:55.
Mm.
Me and Danny, my boy Danny. Shout out to Danny. He's nobody knows who Danny is. He's the guy that does all of my hype videos. He's done so many things for me behind the scenes. I appreciate him. Uh, we sweated and sweated, and it's different from going at 5 in the morning, four
Yes.
thirty, because it's not hot. It's all right, just humid. 2 o'clock is just straight heat hitting your face, hitting your back. You're sweating bullets.
I had to change shirts, bro. I'm not wearing my jersey, bro. I sent that hoe to the cleaners.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I gotta wash it.
Myers just hit a 3-1 home run according to Jalen Johnson.
Oh, oh ho ho!
Screw the Yankees, man.
I don't give a shit about no Yankees, brother.
And dude, it was the heat was horrible. And then when we sat down, you're thinking, all right, we have some shade. And we sat down at the very front. We were just getting cooked. I had to change shirts. It was that bad. But what do you think about the crowd, man? Because every single training camp practice, we say, this is the longest line that I've ever seen.
Yeah, yesterday was the longest. Yesterday was insane. Like that right there was the longest line I've ever seen. I mean, the line already was starting when I got there. And I got there, they let me inside the parking gate at 1:55. There was already a line.
Mm.
So no telling when the people got there, before, when I got there. And I got there 5 minutes before the parking gate opened. So there was already like a good handful of people, maybe 20 people already in front of me. And I was like, dang, dude, I knew it. I should have got there sooner. Hey,
Shout out to my dude Luminaire, man.
shout out to Lumineer. That was awesome, man. One of our guys that was like our first subscribers. He's always in the lives. He watches every
Mm.
video. Shout out to Lumineer. He got a picture with both of us. That's a really cool moment. I've never expected it, but yeah, shout out to him, man.
Man, it's just like I said, like we are just as nervous when you guys come up to us. We don't know if you want to take a picture of the field or if you want to talk to us. So, shout out to everyone who was there in yesterday's training camp. The first time I saw Trill Burgers there, man, they smelled delicious.
Felt really
And
good.
that burger looks legit.
Yeah, I know. We need to go check that out.
We should.
Mm.
And practice started. Competition over. Quarterback CJ Stroud.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what it was. That's a big summary of Texans training camp. Uh, CJ Stroud is him. And like I said in the last live that we had, I said for this coming Saturday night
Mm-hmm.
practice, we said it on Friday. Hey, I told you, CJ Stroud has a hammer, he's got the nail,
Mm-hmm.
and he's looking at the coffin. And all he's got to do Saturday is put the damn nail in the coffin. And he did more than that. He got the damn nail, put it in the coffin, sunk that damn coffin 50 feet deep, 100 feet deep into the Atlantic Ocean. My goodness gracious, he was beautiful out there. And that's not to say Davis Mills did not have a bad camp,
Nope.
actually. He did not look bad. But CJ Stroud was flawless. I mean, flawless. There were some beautiful passes from Davis Mills here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie. Had a gorgeous pass to the end zone Dang, I just saw the highlight. I can't remember who it was that had a Johnny Johnson's diving little touch. I believe it was a touchdown, or it might have been
Mm-hmm.
just a catch. Um, that was a beautiful pass by Mills. But CJ Stroud, man, he was super impressive today. He showed you why he's the number 2 overall pick and why he should be starting week 1 of not week 1 of the regular season. He should be your week 1 preseason opening quarterback. Just like the Panthers announced with Bryce Young a few moments ago. The Believe in Texans podcast should be having to see CJ Stroud running on that field to start that Patriots game, week 1 preseason.
Speaking of believe, welcome to another fire episode of it. I think this is episode 22, Harley.
Something like that.
I am one part of your host, Ruben Calvillo. I am joined by the handsome man himself, Harley Dugan. Now, practice started with the red zone drills. And shout out to another Texans podcast, Patrick Storm, and our guy, John. I am a surgeon crumpler. Just started one. Make sure y'all hit that sub button,
Yeah,
like
tap
and
in.
comment. CJ Stroud in the red zone. I mean, he was on it. He had 3 touchdowns and 4 throws. One of them to Damian Pierce was just a beautiful ball and a beautiful route. Mason Shrek, Dalton Schultz, bro. And like you said, it's not like Davis Mills has had a bad training camp. If you go back to the early days, DJ Bieniemy and Cody Stutes were saying, "Hey, Davis Mills has looked better." But the fact that he could not separate himself, a third-year quarterback in the NFL, it's like, all right, we are just going to see CJ Stroud take over. He had a rough 2 days, an off day, and then this guy became quarterback one.
Yeah, man. CJ Stroud's just the precision. I mean, we can go on and on and on. We could have this whole episode be about CJ Stroud,
Mm-hmm.
and rightfully so. He deserves it. He's a second overall pick. The expectations were high. He's came in, sure, struggled a bit. He's a rookie, all
Mm-hmm.
right. And what we wanted to see was him progressively get better. Now there is no point, in my opinion, there is no point to continue a quarterback competition. This is the second. Is it the second day with first team all reps
Uh,
or third?
it
Second.
might be the third day. It
Might
might be
be
the
the third.
third
I
day.
can't quite remember. It's just been an eventful few days with CJ Stroud. He has been amazing to watch. First team all reps again yesterday night. So, hey, there is no point, in my opinion, no point to have Davis Mills trotting out there as your starter for the week 1 preseason.
Mm.
I need to see CJ Stroud get all of these reps, as many as he can. He should be out there week 1 preseason against the New England Patriots and get him a taste, man. Get the feet wet. Go in there, feet first. And let's go on in, man. I need him full throttle with CJ Stroud.
Mr. Robot said Bryce Young is struggling too, from what I heard. Yeah, I heard he threw an interception today in practice. Look, man,
Okay.
these rookies are going to make mistakes, but that's okay. Shout out to another Texans podcast sending us $4.99 for a hat fund. Yeah, man, we like to wear hats. I love to wear the fitteds. Some more rookies that stood out. I think Tank Dell put on a show yesterday. And no matter who the quarterback was, CJ, Davis Mills, Case Keenum, it was Tank Dell making a play.
Tank Dell was everywhere. He's electric, man. I'm very biased when it comes to Tank Dell, as we all know. I'm a huge U of H fan. I've been watching him his whole college career at U of H. He's continuing to be that electric wide receiver, the guy that's full of energy. He's just exciting. I mean, absolutely exciting. He's lining up in the slot, sharing it with John Mechie. Not a clear slot guy as of right now, but Tank Dell is exciting, and the fans should be excited about the growing connection between CJ Stroud and a Tank Dell.
And what does this tell you about the wide receiving core? Because coming into training camp, we were expecting to hear more from Robert Woods, Noah Brown. I mean, Nico Collins does get mentioned every practice, right? But it's like a big highlight play. But to
Yeah.
hear that it is Tank Dell, Xavier Hutchinson, John Mechie, you mentioned Johnny Johnson too, who's had some nice couple of catches in training camp. This wide receiving core, man, it might be surprising.
Yeah, Hutchinson and Tank Dell, the two rookie wide receivers, have been just fun. I mean, Hutch just makes plays, bro. Like he just cannot stop making plays for this Texans offense. He is just everywhere, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And it doesn't matter what quarterback it is for Hutchinson either, whether it's a Stroud, whether it's a Mills, whether it's a Case Keenum. He just goes out there and he makes plays, and that's what you want, man. You got him at a good value in the draft, really good value. So hey, I mean, Big 12 wide receiver, had some good honors at Iowa State, really notable. I was shocked that he was down there. Him, Tank Dell doing their thing. Mechie, I like to throw him in there a little bit. Second year though, just looks apart, looks really good. Starting to create expectations for John Mechie now.
Mm-hmm.
Nico Collins, I didn't see so much of him in Saturday night's practice. I'm not gonna lie, but overall in training camp, like up to this day, he's had at least one highlight play that's been
Mm-hmm.
on Texans social media accounts. So the wide receiver group, it's obviously a work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good to finally see the offense actually look good these last few days compared to the beginning of training camp. It was like, ooh, this is a little rough. The
Mm-hmm.
quarterback play was average to below average. Lately, now you got the offense feeling loose, getting a little jiggy with it, getting the dance moves
Talk
in
about
there.
that. Talk about that.
Hey man, the energy at Texans training camp, it just continued from Friday to
Mm-hmm.
Saturday. The offense is just excited. Everyone is. The defense got a little excited too with a huge play that they made. Malik Collins actually had two would-be sacks and then sniffed out a screen pass. He looked really good Saturday night. Really, really good. I'm hopeful that D'Amico Ryans can sprinkle the pixie
Mm-hmm.
dust over some of these guys that are not, notable players around the league and maybe make them a lot more, I don't know, I guess better
Mm-hmm.
for lack of a better term, just better, I guess. But the pixie dust that he has in his little magic bag, hey man, throw it on whoever you want, whether it's Malik Collins, whether it's a Roy Lopez, whether it's a Christian Harris who's looking really good. There's many guys on this defense that I think could make somewhat of an impact. And
Mm.
it makes me feel better about the defense every day. They're the highlight every day. So, man, I can't wait, man. The energy's at an all-time high right now. And it's not just the coach, it's the fans too.
Every time they convert a first down, these guys are doing some type of funny dance. It
Mm-hmm.
seems like OC Bobby Slowick is just methodical, man. The amount of
Yeah.
play actions that he runs, these wide receivers are always moving in motion. And it just gets me excited come week one against Baltimore because I had, like you said, the first couple of days, it was the defense being the star of the show. I could honestly say the past two practices, the offense have been winning. However, it's not like the defense wasn't making some plays. You brought up Malik Collins. Let me bring up Area 51, Will Anderson Jr.
Mm. Mm.
They threw out a three edge rusher front where it was Jerry Hughes, Will Anderson Jr., Jonathan Grenard. Will Anderson lined up in front of Shaq Mason, beat him like a drum. Soon as the ball was snapped in the backfield, would have been a would-be sack.
Yeah, that
We
was
we all looked at each other like three edge rushers with Roy Lopez
but
right there. Ooh.
and at first I'm like, okay, this is different. And then I
Mm,
had to think about it. I'm like, well, 49ers did this before. And then shout out to Cody was like, oh yeah, this is basically Will Anderson playing in a Charles Omenihu kind of role there.
mhm,
Which Omenihu is very versatile, where he could play inside and outside. But hey, that's a little thing, little cut the paper out of the playbook from the 49ers defense, copy, paste it, Texans defense. Will Anderson, you're a three tech right now. And yeah, like you said, he beat Shaq Mason like a drum. It was eye-opening. Anything Will Anderson does, it's like, I mean, insert a good whatever happened at practice from Will Anderson. It happens every day. Everyone's observations from training camp is here's the list. Oh, and by the way, Will Anderson did something else again. Like you saw, Will Anderson is just everywhere. He's a constant variable, that a good variable in this Texans defense. I love to see a Jonathan Grenard feed off of him. I'd like to see someone else. And I know, Grenard, I'm hoping he can get back to what he was 2 years ago, injury free, hopefully, because like I mentioned before, Will Anderson's doing mighty fine and dandy with all the stuff in this defense. But, you know, other these other offensive guys, head coaches, they're going to catch on to Will, and sooner or later they're going to start double teaming him. They're going to start chipping him, whether it's a tight end motion to his side, whether it's a running back to just chip him on a double team. You need somebody else. Who is it going to be? It's got to be someone else. I'm hoping it's Grenard. It's got to be someone else that can create that pressure to not put all of the weight on Will Anderson's shoulders and have him, backpack this front line into a back to what we want it to be when D'Amico was here and everyone else was rocking and rolling. So yes, it does feel freaking good to be
I
a
have
damn
no
Texan.
idea, man. Like
It feels so good to finally see some sense in training camp. Man, it just feels good. Man.
Harley came up with Area 51, I do believe. Think so, but we should fucking take it before someone else does. Area 51 started by Harley. We brought it on Believe. Will Anderson Jr., he's a freaking alien. Every like you said, every practice it's sack, sack, sack. It's him getting in the backfield. Going back to Tyson, it does feel great to be a fan. And when you look at the crowd and you see that there was no empty seat, you couldn't say that last year or the year before that. This is the most invested I've seen this, this fan base in a very long time, to when we were thinking, hey, we were going to win the Super Bowl after a very, surprising playoff run in the early 2010s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, excuse me. I was looking at the Astros. Jake Myers' little home run right there. Apparently, Jordan has done something as well because my group chat's
5-1 Astros.
So Jordan must have hit a 2-run bomb or something because the group chat's going crazy. Regardless, I will take the nickname. Hell, I don't care. Area 51, we will coin it now as the Houston Texans. Area 51, Will Anderson. I hope the Texans could go back to that playoff setting. The fans are ready.
Yes.
We saw it. We've seen the lines. We've seen the excitement. We've seen people, like, they're just ready to get practice started. Like, yeah, it's hot. They know it's hot. They don't care. They are there, and they're complaining. They want practice to start. They want it. They just want to be out there already, man. That's what we love to see. It's good to have the fans back with this organization. The last 2 years, it was ridiculous. It's good to see everyone is finally at least in the right mindset, especially this organization, man. Training camp, there's finally some sense as a head coach. There's finally things where you're looking at like, okay, this makes sense. There's no Titus Howard at left guard. There's no switching out a corner to safety, corner to safety, corner to safety. Don't know where to play them. You finally got guys set where they're supposed to go, and plays are going to happen. I saw a play from Bobby Slowick, and this is just tinkering. A lot of people kind of like, oh, this is what's going to happen every day on Sunday. No, this is a lot of tinkering, see what they can do, see what they can work with, and there's just a lot of easy Gary Kubiak plays that are just so spotted. Lots of bootlegs with CJ Stroud.
So many.
And even Davis Mills, lots of bootleg action. There's the beautiful screen pass. That was here's a play action where your CJ Stroud's going to his left, turns back around. The whole offensive line is shifted to the right side. Here you go. I believe it was Damian Pierce or Singletary.
It was Singletary because he took that bitch for like 18 yards.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, okay. I haven't seen this from the Texans, and I got excited. And damn, it felt good to finally see the Texans be synonymous with the word innovative on
Exactly.
offense. I never said the Texans offense has ever been innovative since the Gary Kubiak days. And man, it felt good to finally see that. It got me hyped. The play, it was a great play, but I was more excited about the play design than the overall finish. It was fun, man.
First run by Damian Pierce trucks the linebacker. That set the tone. One thing I noticed was as the scrimmage went on, the team started to get tired, both sides. At first, we couldn't really see because everyone was standing up. Then you started seeing players take knees here and there, right? But the intensity never wavered. It was a good hour, hour and a half scrimmage. And 100% the entire time, you hear CJ Stroud trash talking. And Jalen Petrie said after practice that CJ Stroud's the best trash talker. I don't know who it was. I think it was Tyree Thomas. He said that he went up to CJ Stroud and CJ Stroud said, "Don't talk to me. You're on defense." Dude, I'm loving this team.
I'm loving them too, man. I need more of it. I need more. I can't. It's like, man, I want to be there every day now. Like I want to be there every day in training camp. We'll get there one day. But that's besides the point.
Oh, what up,
Regardless,
man? When we're there every single day, y'all better get ready.
oh man, oh man. I mean, I'm just excited, man. It's super super fun to be out there. It's great to see a bunch
Mhm.
of the fans just be excited, talk to us, want to take pictures with us. It's always good to see all of that. It's just fun to see, Denzel Perryman throwing the ball with the fans. He threw him to a kid apparently right next to me.
I ain't
And
dropping nothing, son. Mm.
So it's great to see that the Houston Texans seem to be emerging right now.
Yes.
And it's great to see that CJ Stroud is taking that stride into becoming that QB1 for this team. They're on the come up right now. The Texans are on the come up right now. All right. They're almost getting there, man. And I'm finally excited to say that, man, it feels like everything's going right for this team. I can't wait. I can't wait for regular season. I can't wait for all 17, 18 games and maybe more. Who knows? Maybe there's some playoffs in our future.
Let's talk about that real quick.
Hey, man, I love to talk about some playoffs, but let's get into the preseason. Let's get into the regular season and let's see what this team can do. I'm excited about it. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited. I really, really am. But there's still a lot of question marks that have to be answered before I go playoffs. Hit him with the Jim Mora. Shout out to Jim Mora with the playoffs. Talking about playoffs.
Playoff.
So the Texans got a long way to get there, but the Kool-Aid, everyone's drinking it. And they're pouring themselves 2 cups, 3 cups, 4 cups. All right. It's not just one serving. You're getting 4 servings of this Kool-Aid. We love it. We love every minute of it. Man, there's not much. I mean, there's so much optimism coming out of my mouth.
Mhm.
I don't even know. I don't even know what else to say anymore, man. It's just fun to watch.
We have a game on Thursday, and we could preview the game a little bit.
Yep.
One thing that I am looking forward to is seeing head coach D'Amico Ryans how he handles timeouts and situations. This is a first-time head coach, and I want to see how how he's able to handle those situations. Another thing I'm looking at is the linebacking group because they are going to be interchangeable in the first couple of preseason games. D'Amico Ryans said himself that the race is so tight. Those are 2 of the things that I am watching for against the Patriots come Thursday.
Yeah, and to harp on the clock management, they actually did run not a fast 2-minute warning, but they had a 2-minute warning like setting where CJ Stroud was running, the no huddle offense and just dinking and dunking, going down the field, looked confident. That's always a good thing to see. Is there's a thing completing passes, incompletions are going to
Mhm.
happen, but to run the no huddle offense, you got to have confidence. You
Mm-hmm.
got to know where everyone's going. You got to know before they know where everyone is going. He looked confident out there. I need to see more of it. I haven't seen any of that at any of the other training camps before.
Mm-hmm.
We talked to Mark Vandermeer and chopped it up with him a little bit before. Well, actually, at the start of the night practice
Yeah, before that
yesterday.
guy told us to sit down.
Yeah, and we're not going to get into homie over there telling us to sit down while everyone else was standing. But that's besides the point. You don't deserve my time on my Believe in Texans podcast. Mark Vandermeer said that Tuesday should be a rather, warm up to a Thursday preseason. Nothing too extravagant, nothing
Mm-hmm.
too crazy. Just a quick warm up, get everybody suited, get everyone ready for Thursday's preseason game. And that's why I'm telling you, if CJ Stroud's taking first team on reps, and he looked really good in it, it'd be different if he didn't look as good, just maybe average. But he's looked magnificent the
Mm-hmm.
last 2 days, taking all the first team reps. He has to be your week 1 preseason quarterback. So I need to see the 2-minute warning. I need to see it. Should definitely happen, hopefully, whether it's under a minute, whether it's a 45-second just no huddle offense, and throw CJ Stroud out there and have him run that damn offense. All right, get everyone situated, get everyone going. That's what I like to see against the Patriots.
How long are you expecting CJ Stroud to be out there? Quarter and a half, a quarter,
So, man,
4 series?
yeah, I wonder too. Are they going to split this? I hope not.
Yeah,
They
bro.
can't, right?
They do after the past 3 days. It's over. It's
It has
over.
to be. It has to be. So I agree with you. It has to be over. So we're in agreement then that if the quarterback competition is over, then CJ Stroud, he's got to at least take, I want to say, because he's even a rookie, a quarter and a half.
Okay.
I mean, I would say that would be the max, maybe. I need to see it. I really do. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait for Thursday. Quarter and a half, though. I think that's what exactly could it be. A whole first half? That would be like, oh, okay. He's the quarterback. Like that would just solve everything. If he took even a quarter and a half is pretty tough. But a whole first half, that would be insane. What are you doing? How are you reacting if he takes the whole first half and the Texans got, let's say,
12 points
I was gonna say
over under.
17 points. Let's say 17 on the first half.
I'm locked in. I'm locked in. If you go, if the Texans go out there and give CJ Stroud a half, I am screaming. I am saying, great job. Y'all did this right.
Mm-hmm.
And I would expect to see other teams do exactly what the Houston Texans did. And, going back to this quarterback competition, at first we hated it.
Yeah.
We both did our own separate videos about it and said it doesn't make sense. But, seeing CJ Stroud really win this, and he's not new to competition, right? CJ
Yeah.
Stroud's been battling his whole life. Makes me feel a little bit better about QB1 CJ Stroud. And if he goes out there with the first team offense, I mean, hell, you could even put him with the second wide receivers, third, right? Keep the O-line the same because still got to protect our guy. It would mean the Houston Texans are on the right track.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look into the Patriots a little bit more and be like, okay, who do they got across the defensive line?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know really off the top of my head. I don't know their team as much as I used to anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to know who's across the defensive line. I want to see how the offensive line, lives up against them. We all
Mm-hmm.
know that left tackle, right guard, it's locked down. Regardless of what
Mm-hmm.
we said about Shake Mason earlier, he went up against Will Anderson. He beat him like a drum. But Shaq Mason is a very good guard in this league.
Bro, he's
Uh,
so small.
yeah, man, he's only 6'6'1". So
And I was like, bro, she's solid.
yeah, so that's where I'm like, oh, okay. I need to look at a Drew Scruggs. I need to
Mm-hmm.
look at a Kenyon Green for sure. And I know everyone in the comment section is about to go, oh no, Kenyon Green, he sucks. Oh my God, he's a bust. Oh my goodness. I don't care, man. I need to see Kenyon Green. I need to see his performance. I didn't really notice anything
Mm-hmm.
from him this last practice. Not too anything crazy, you know. So hey, man, the vibe last night at practice was absolutely amazing. It was fantastic. Man, it was a man, felt like a
Felt like
you
this
had
team
to be
came
there.
off of a playoff season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to LA Knight.
Shout out to LA Knight. Yeah. I mean, there's so much optimism around this team. It's tough to be pessimistic about it. And we're still going to have those people, that are going to defend whoever they want to defend and push the agendas that they want to push. This team is just they're on the hype train right now. The roller coaster is going, and we all got tickets. We all got that train. We're all aboard right now. It's fun to see. It's fun to see what this team could become this year. I am excited. You are excited. The fans are excited. We're all pepping and stepping. We're all up into it. We're ready for the Texans to take over this city. That is what we're waiting for. And I
Mm-hmm.
know the Astros are doing their thing, but we're ready for that. Think about that. We are ready for a team that won how many games last year?
So 3 last year, 2 the year before that, 7 wins in 2 seasons.
We're ready for them to take over the city. They've done everything right so far, and we are ready for them to take over. And I'm just waiting for week one against, the Baltimore Ravens. And whatever happens, hey, I'm excited. I can't wait, dude. This is the one of the most exciting seasons as a Texans fan. Maybe the most exciting ever since like the inaugural season or playoff season.
No, dude, I 100% agree. And as we come to a close, Blue Moons are fire. Shout out to the
Dope,
Blue
apparently.
Moons.
I
At
need to
the
get one.
end of this month, August, I think 31st, there is gonna actually be a real blue moon in the sky. So I'm gonna get absolutely slaughtered. But as we come to a close, thank you everyone for being with us on this Sunday. Me and Harley, man, we're exhausted. We've been at every
Yeah.
single open training camp practice that they'd had. We also try to keep you guys updated when we are not there. So how you guys help us get onto the field, be across that barrier next season, like this, comment, subscribe. He is almost at 4,000. I mean, you might hit that hole by tomorrow, Harley.
Let me see. I'm gonna go take a look at the update real quick. I am at 3950. I am 50 subscribers away. If anybody wants tickets to Texans training camp on Tuesday, I
Mm.
cannot go. This is the first one I can't go to. Just it's a heavy work day for me. I cannot go. I have 5 tickets. 5 tickets for Tuesday's training camp. If anybody wants them, let me know. Hit me up on social media at the lead underscore HOU. Hit me up in the comments section on the YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed. You want to be tapped in. We will give you all the latest updates across Texans training camp, Texans news, rumors, anything that happens. We'll tap in, hit that button for record, and put our beautiful faces to your beautiful eyes, everybody. We love to do what we do. We're on the road to 4K. I'm excited, man. I appreciate everyone. Shout out to Lumineer again. That was absolutely cool, man. That was a really cool moment.
That boy was
Uh,
sweating. That boy was sweating. It looked like he was just got dipped in water.
Dude, man, I was sweating. All right, man.
Dude,
That
you want to
shower.
talk about swamp nuts, bro? My shit
Dude,
was touching the floor leaving training camp, bro.
uh-huh. I mean, that shower was like a good sniff. That was just woo, man. That shower right there, boy. Let me tell you, man. That shower was just like I felt like Wolf of Wall Street hitting that shower, man. I was like, damn, this shower is great. I think
Mhm.
I know I had to take like a good 30-minute shower. It felt long. It probably was longer. It felt great in there, man. That sweat was all over me. It was good to get out of it, and it's good to come back hit that record button, talk some more Texans. I'll be
Hey,
getting into some Astros content
hey,
in a few hours, because we whooping that Yankee ass right now.
smoking that Yankee pack.
So, man, it's great to see everybody. It's great to see everyone at Texans training camp. Make sure you are tapped into the Believe in Texans podcast on Spotify. Oh shit, my bad. Make sure you are tapped into the Believe in Texans podcast on Spotify, guys. We cannot tell you enough. We will keep you updated all the time on Believe in Texans. If you missed the live, you can just rewatch it on the Believe in Texans podcast. Again, anywhere where you stream all your podcasting platforms.
Absolutely. You guys could find me on YouTube. Just type in 713 Houston Sportcast. Just hit 7K. Now we're on the road to 8K. Make sure you guys are tapped in. And you guys have a very blessed rest of your Sunday. Go Houston, go Astros, Rockets, and as always, go Houston Texans. Before we say anything dumb, I have to end this hoe. Give me 1 second, Harley. I think
We
it's.
are
I think
still
it's.
live.
Are we?
We are still live.